Welcome to Rebecca Sounds Reveille. Well, have I got a guest today for you? Someone who has had 7 ensemble awards, has had just a number of nominations for the work that he has done in film. And I'm going to let him share those things with you because, gosh, what an honor it has been for him to be in that position. Not only that, he has 77 credits to his name in the work that he has done. You may know him from Rolling in the Deep and many other films. He is quite well known in the industry and has a lot going on right now, and we want to talk to him about that. Welcome to the show, Samuel Whitehill. Welcome.
Hi, thank you, Rebecca. It's great to see you. You are so flattering.
Oh,
that is really nice.
I am really excited because you have some amazing things going on, and I really don't want to take away what has been given to you. And I'd like you to share them with the audience because I could really go on, but those have been presented to you and they've been an honor. And you are a face that is so well known for the work that you've done, but please do share with the audience some of the things that you have been given awards for.
Okay. Well, I didn't talk about Rolling in the Deep. You mentioned that. That's a short film by Marcellus Cox, who's a Los Angeles filmmaker. And I believe he's going to be making this into a feature film in the near future. I play the white owner of a small cafe in South Carolina in 1945. It's a white only. It says on the sign, on the windows, whites only. And in comes a young black soldier, an officer, into the cafe. Why does he come in? And that's the story behind the film. My reaction to him, his story, and then I have a change of heart. And every time I see that particular scene, I get teary-eyed because I'm older than you. I remember those days back in living in Lubbock, Texas. Back in those days, it was segregation. It was a very different world, and we've come so far. People talk about the old days. I think the old days weren't all that good. We're in much better times today with all our problems. But that's a great film, and everybody in the film got awarded. An ensemble award is the whole team of actors gets the award. So it's great that we work with such a great team. And there have been other movies by other filmmakers in which ensemble awards have been given. Michael Boston, for example, who's from Oklahoma, he has made several short films. He's working on a feature right now as well. One is called Dress Rehearsal, in which he plays a method actor whose method goes a little too far and he gets into some real trouble with some very bad people. I play a producer who's drunk, and we invite him to come to an audition, and that's where he takes, and a method actor is a person who will actually get into the role in his real life or her real life. And so he gets into the role before he ever comes to the audition, and that's what gets him in trouble. There's another movie called The Guitar by Michael Boston, and it's also won ensemble awards. He seems to be able to do that. The ensemble award for The Guitar, I play a judge who sends the main character, Michael, up the river. And finally, his other third movie is a guy Boston. Looks like he comes driving into town with a Harley Davidson motorcycle, and who is he? And that's what the story's about. In this movie, I play a drunken homeless guy, and it's a really great film. It's really well done. I think Michael put probably more into this film than he did into the others financially because it had some really interesting special effects. So that's the story. And I
This,
really enjoy
this
this.
is really awesome.
Mhm. Say that again.
No, this is really awesome. Go on.
Okay. I enjoy working mostly, however, in feature films as opposed to shorts. Shorts are respected more in Europe than in the United States. A filmmaker makes a short film here. They said, okay, that's a great stepping stone. Let's see if we do a few feature. Well, I've been in a few features myself, and most recently, I played a British anthropologist. I had learned to speak with a high-class British accent, and I can't do it here because on the spur of a moment, it's it's very difficult to speak like I can't do it right now, but I have to sort of breathe and get into it. But it sounded okay when you heard it, and it's a fantasy feature. It's based on a nature program for television in which I'm the host, and the nature is the all the creatures living in Los Angeles, and it includes space creatures and witches and bizarre show business types, and it's a very interesting film, and it'll be out probably early next year. And another one I
Excellent.
just yeah, and the other ones I could go on like this forever and bore you to tears. I play
No.
currently in a western. I auditioned for this role back in January. I was sitting in my I have what we call a performance reel. Actors have a few seconds from all of their work that they want to show, and I have a performance reel for drama and a performance reel for comedy. So he had just finished editing this. I have an audition to do. It's to play a Gabby Hayes type character, and you and I remember Gabby Hayes. I probably remember him better than you do because I'm older. But he was the sidekick to Roy Rogers, and he was this guy with a beard, and he always sort of like, he's like kind of over the top. So I auditioned for that, and a month later I said, "Oh yeah, we'd like you for this role. You need to be more over the top," and then blah 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 and blah blah blah. And it turned out, however, they got me mixed up with another character who's actually 10 years younger than me, but looks 10 years older, and they wanted him for that
Oh,
part.
interesting.
Then meanwhile, there's another actor who didn't quite fit the bill for another role, and they had me audition for that, and I got that, and that's what I'm playing right now. I'm playing a bad guy, and it's sort of a campy, over the top role as well. However, they keep adding scenes to it, so it would have been one scene, one day of shooting, then they added another scene, and now they have 3 scenes, and I think I'll be working with them a total of 4 days, which isn't bad, and it's a lot of fun. I had to ride a horse. And being from Texas, you assume we all ride horses. You rode a horse to work today, didn't you? I mean, of course.
I was well, I was wanting to bring this up because you came from Texas and you were a lawyer.
Yeah, I'm a member of the Texas Bar still. I haven't been disbarred yet.
So how did you go from being a lawyer into becoming this famous Hollywood actor?
Well, from your mouth to Spielberg's ears. The It all goes back to I went to the University of Texas at Austin Law School, and I don't think I was really cut out for that profession. I have a son who's a lawyer who loves it. He's up in New York City, works billions of hours every week, and he really does a great job at it. But I wasn't cut that way, and I went to law school maybe for the wrong reasons, and so I got out, and I think I was waiting to take my bar exam, or I took my bar exam, waiting for the results, and I passed the first time. But during that period of time, I auditioned for a student movie at the University of Texas at Austin radio, TV, and film department,
Oh.
and I got the role for some reason. I had a beard. I was a little bit depressed then for some reason, and the character was sort of depressed. I didn't really know how to act, and acting in front of a camera is a special thing. It's really need training for. But I just did it. We went out to Wimberley, that little town south of Austin where they have a fake Western town, and did gunfights. It was supposed to be about a guy who uh, worked in a Western tourist town, did fake gunfights for tourists. and he had some psychological problems. And it was really great. I went to the cutting room. In those days, they didn't have like digital editing. Like today, they actually had celluloid film, and you go to the cutting room and see them work on it and splice it and cut it and splice it and cut it. And I said, "Well, he looks really good on the screen." And the one, I said, "I could really get into this." So I started to write a resume up and try to maybe get some more jobs. Then I got a phone call, said, "We can't do the movie. We messed up on the technical issues." And the teacher said, "No more." And all I got out of it was that still shot, shooting a
Oh,
45, or fake Colt 45. And it was on my wife's wall in her office for 30 years. Now my younger daughter has on her wall in her home. And came out to Los Angeles looking for these people, because some of them actually made it in the film industry, but I can't remember their names. And I have a friend who's a hypnotist. I'm saying, hypnotize me, and maybe I can remember some of these people. I don't know if it's going to be possible or not. But okay, fast forward many years. I was a lawyer. Lived in Austin. We lived in the Washington, D.C. suburbs. We had 2 of our kids born in Austin. 2 of them were born in suburban Maryland, where we lived. Kids grow up, move away. We said, let's move to California. It's something to move to New Jersey or to Western Massachusetts.
yes.
Winters there are really awful. We came out to Los Angeles, and I said, I'm an old person. I like Judge Judy. I think I want to be in the Judge Judy audience. And maybe that'll be a stepping stone to getting into film industry, I thought to myself about money. So I joined Central Casting, and it's a great thing to do. You become an extra. You become like the people moving around the streets, singing in the restaurants, that kind of thing. And there's been some interesting shows like Scandal and LBJ All the Way, that one, and Hand of God, all kinds of interesting shows. But went to a seminar once at Central Casting, and they said, you guys are really actors. If you take acting lessons, you'll be in better shape to get better jobs. So I said, he mentioned the name of the teacher. He said, the teacher I think is really good is Steve Easton. Now, Steve Easton played the teacher in Field of Dreams. Remember that film? He also played
Boy, that's a long time ago. Yes.
Oh, yeah, but he also is in more recent films like the Black Dahlia, Up in the Air, Catch Me If You Can. He played these character roles that people say, oh, he's great. I don't know who he is, but he's been doing this for years. So I started taking classes with him. That was in June of 2015. I've been taking classes with him every week since, because it's a real skill, and you have to get over consciousness. You have to be able to just let yourself alone, and that's the secret. Just let yourself alone and be the person that you are depicting in the film. And anyway, I learned later that Judge Judy, and I want you to let your audience know this, that the people in her audience, the young people sitting back there, not the characters in the lawsuit, they were actually for real. But the people in the audience are not over 38 years old. She won't hire old people to be in her show, whereas her audience in television land are mostly older people. Like, how many young people are interested in the Pat Boone walk-in bathtub, for example? Those are her sponsors. So Judge Judy's
interesting.
They practice age discrimination. Anyway,
that is very interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, if you ever see that lady, if I ever get into a situation where she and I are in the same talk show, I'm going to talk to her about that.
I did not know that. I thought that's very interesting. I thought there was no. I didn't realize they were extras. I just kind of thought maybe people could go in. I mean, obviously, anybody in a film is an extra, but I mean, maybe kind of, it's open for people to go in to the courtroom. I don't know. I didn't think that there was a casting call to that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a casting company that deals with it, and she's not in the courtroom. She's in the studio in Hollywood, and the only people who are for real are herself and the gentleman who stands with her, the policeman. He used to work with her in the court in New York, and she brought him out there. She's like a really
Okay.
great person. And then the parties, there are actually parties who are have agreed to arbitration, because her court is not really a court, it's
Okay.
an arbitration court. And
Well, and see, you know how this all works, being a current member of the bar, and this is your background is law. You know
yeah.
what's really interesting? I found that there's another show called Hot Bench that she also produces. I had no idea until I saw the credits.
Oh, interesting. I did not know. I have not seen that.
Yes,
Well,
it's given. There's three judges on that particular show, and I found it very interesting. You and I share an interest for legal, so I tend to watch a lot of shows that have to do with the legalities or things like that. I'm a retired police officer, and I do have a year of law school, so I have interest in that. So
oh, okay.
so I was watching, so I will watch or listen as I'm doing other things. And I did see the credits, and it took me for a loop, and I said, okay, the next time it's on, I'm going to double check. And I double checked and rechecked, and I said, wow, I did not know that it was produced by Judge Judy. So yes, actually it is. And so there may be more to it now. I'm going to be even more alert to this, but this is interesting what you share, because something that you bring to light is that there is a lot that goes behind the scenes in entertainment and in the industry that many people don't know about. And so for those coming in, they need to be alert on what actually goes on, so that if they are not aware as they're going into the industry, to pay attention,
Oh, for
to the
sure.
things that need. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more
So
concerned that there's so many young people come out to Los Angeles every year, and I suppose you go to Atlanta and other centers from the industry. And a lot of, one thing you remember, you say, oh, I'd like to be 21 again, but I'd like to be 21 with my own mind, because when you're young, you're naive. And there are a lot of people
it's
in Los Angeles for sure that have their hands out, ready to take money, hard-earned money from these young people who have all these part-time jobs that don't pay that much. They have expenses, they have all kinds of things, they have savings, and people making all kinds of promises. And it's just really hard to fish your way through all that. And when you're older, you sort of are cynical already. You could, I know that my acting coach is great. I know that I have a wonderful agent, although I do most of my booking on my own, but that's the way it is. So
yes.
just be aware. It's a lot of fakery here in La La Land, for sure.
Well, if you mentioned something else too that's really important, and that's the continual learning in what you do for your craft. You're not stopping. You mentioned that you go every week. So you can be the award-winning actor that you are, but that doesn't mean that you need to stop learning and stop fine-tuning and molding your craft to be able to continue to become more experts. And you're doing it, you're making things happen. And um, 7 ensemble awards, you've been nominated for other awards. I mean, the credits that you have behind your name are just extraordinary, and you're still doing it and
Yeah, well, I love it.
reinventing all the time.
I do this because it's fun. If it stops being fun, I'll do something else, but I don't think it's going to stop being fun. Although I do look for roles that will be fun, you know.
Yes,
And
that's another key point too. If you're not having fun, what's the point? You got to do something that makes your life enjoyable.
oh yeah,
Yes, I agree with you so much.
it's
I
just
agree
been a
with you so
really
much. So
great ride. It
I
has been.
love it. Tell me, if the audience wants to follow you and continue to see your work, is there anywhere that you have them go on social media? Do you connect with your audience and fans?
Oh sure, I'm on Facebook, and I'm under all three of my names, Samuel Robert Whitehill. Although my wife says I should separate my professional career Facebook page from my family Facebook page to a whole different group of people. But that's another issue. Samuel Robert Whitehill on Facebook. On Twitter, it's at Whitehill Actor. Okay, and then on Instagram, it's Samuel Whitehill. And that's it. You can find me on IMDb, also the website for the entertainment industry is under Samuel Whitehill. And the more visits you get, the better number you get.
Yes, we want those numbers to keep going. And so one of the things that I'm going to ask the viewers to do today is to share this show with all of their friends, their family, their coworkers, everybody that they know on social media, and even those they don't.
Oh, yeah.
So, yes, we definitely want to get your information out there. We want people to go and connect with you, to follow you, and to see all of the roles that you've been in, and to see the roles that you have upcoming. And I want to thank you so much for being on the show today.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's like, I say it's like being in Austin without being in Austin.
I love it. And I can't wait till you get here, because then we are definitely going to meet up and I can meet your wife and anybody else that's with you that's part of your family. I'm really excited about this. But Yes, because mine's right by you. This is so funny. I love it. And the technology is just tremendously important and exciting, and allows us to be able to really reach a lot of people like this in ways that we haven't been able to do before. And I really value it a lot.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity.
And I really value that you have you for giving me your time today and the viewers. And so I thank you very, very much.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you. And I want to thank all of you for tuning in to another episode of Rebecca Sounds Reveille. With us today, Samuel Whitehill, who, as you know, has been just an icon in Hollywood and all over the TV. He's gone from Texas lawyer to Hollywood celebrity. You definitely want to stay on top of this, because he's the guy to watch. So share this with your friends, your family, your loved ones, people you know and those that you don't. And if you have missed being able to write the information down, the TV show is accompanied with an article that has all the links that you'll need. Welcome to Rebecca Sounds Reveille. I am really excited today because I have some guests with me that have designed a product that is created specifically for women. It is called Sunset Bloom. And what is really exciting about this is it is a universal breast scar rejuvenation patch. Oh gosh, this is exciting because there's nothing like it that at least that I know of. And along with the person that developed this, Gina and MarCee Reimbold, they incorporated the company back in November of 2016. And this journey has taken on a life of its own because it's changing lives, and it's made a dream come true for not only the developers, but those that are using the product and seeing really, really good results. There's such a testimony behind the development of this and the success of the product that I'm going to let those who created this share the story themselves. They're with me today, and I want them to tell their background and share with you something that I think is going to help you or someone you know have a life-changing experience. So with me today is Gina and MarCee from Generation Skin. Welcome to the show.
Hello, how are you?
I am doing fantastic, and I am really, really excited about the product that you guys have, but you have a backstory with this, and I think it's really important that we talk about it.
Okay, well, thank you for having us. This is a personal, it comes from a personal situation. In 2005, I had a lift and augmentation, which some people do quite often. I had complications, so I had to have a second surgery. And with that, of course, you have scars to begin with that you're already aware of, but they were telling me that there's proper tissue, just be prepared. So yeah, I wasn't too worried about that until it came to heal the scars. I was now on these little 1-inch Neosporin strips that it was very expensive. You had to cut it, you had to place it, it wouldn't stay on. It was very troublesome to have to get up and do that every morning, to where it started to make me rather depressed. I'm thinking, why isn't there something out there for women that makes them feel great, that is easy to apply? And just it was something that I knew that I had to venture on to make this a reality, to where it's beautiful. It all started from.
Well, this is pretty neat. And so I'm wondering, when you said the Neosporin strips, were these something that were recommended and given to you from the medical field?
Well, my doctor just said, we find that silicone sheeting works really well with scars. And that was in 2005. It was kind of new. The only thing you couldn't buy, I mean, the internet was still kind of, I wasn't too savvy, but anything that you could purchase, it was at least $200, and it was maybe an 8x10. That was it. There was no instructions. It was just, you would get a sheet and you would have to wait 2 weeks for delivery and kind of cut it and make it stretch yourselves. Or the only thing that you could purchase for about $36 were these Neosporin little 1-inch bandages. And you still, you kind of want to make sure it hits every scar. So you had to use, we actually have one. MarCee, would you like to show? This is just a sample of kind of what the only thing for scar, and it wasn't for brass, it was just a scar treatment. And so I thought, wow, wouldn't it be great if there was something just for the breast where you could actually cover? Because between what I have personally, I have the lollipop, as they call it, where you're cut from your nipple down. It just took a lot of time to actually just prepare it so I could save it, so I don't have to keep buying multiple. And that was where my journey began. I was always looking every couple of months, is there anything out there yet? Nope. Couple years, is there anything out there yet? Nope. And I started looking for different silicones and materials, because the materials, eventually when they did come out with something, it didn't stay on. It would peel apart. It was this was a large, and it was just, it didn't last. Creams didn't work for me. I needed to find something that would work for women, that it was just one thing, where you're not paying all this extra money for this circle and this patch and this, where it just comes to be hundreds of dollars, and they don't last, and they don't stay, and they don't make you feel beautiful. Let's face it, we want to feel great like we're going. We want to feel like we're not going through something, whether it was a cosmetic thing for me, turned into something very depressing, which I wasn't expecting. There's women that, they've had vasectomies. There's just so many why we had to have the surgery in the first place.
So,
and a woman should have this.
Our internal and external beauty really is so important, and a lot of times, if our external features are not as pleasing to the eye for us, it really affects us internally. And I think that you've developed something that really hits home based on past experience. And of course, I understand what you mean. So I'm not going to show you exactly
where this would be placed for our viewers, but this specifically is what Gina is talking about. And so Sunset Bloom here goes on the breast for women, and it comes 2 in a pack. So it's for both sides. Now, it's not just so if you have breast augmentation, from what I understand, Gina, it's also for those who've had mastectomies as well.
Absolutely. And
okay.
Just to continue on to that, when it worked out. She was looking first. So I'll let her tell how she came on.
Gina and I met through the love of music. That's how we actually met. But one night we were together and she opened up to me and she told me about this great idea that she had. And I had the resources and I wanted to invest in something that helps people. And yes. And so our journey began, and here we are a couple of years later.
And this wouldn't have happened without her. My dream wouldn't be here. And together, we actually together we found the perfect combination, which is this. And as you can feel it, it is very soft. It's nothing like most of the stuff that is sort of like a bandage. It makes you feel like a patient still. This is soft. It's water resistant.
So I'm gonna
to the body. Absolutely. Yeah. You can use it multiple times. You can even trim it. I would like to say one size fits most for any breast size. You can trim it. You can if you don't need the stems. But that's what's so great and universal about this product is it works for multiple, as you can see here, multiple different surgeries.
Okay, let me stop though right there, because you said you can trim the bottom, and even if you did that, I'm thinking I can take this if I absolutely needed to trim this, and I can use it on a different, say, scar here.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Encourage it.
Yes. Absolutely.
So this is
put it anywhere on the body, as long as the hair.
You don't want to get it stuck in your hair. I just did that moments ago. And so that wasn't, and maybe not in here on other parts of the body either. That probably wouldn't be too much fun. But it is something that I think is really amazing, and it comes in beautiful packaging. You feel beautiful on the outside when you're putting on something that you're trying to cover up that has made you not feel as beautiful as you wanted to feel. And this is an amazing product because there's some things that I asked you about that I was concerned with when we were off air and trying to really get familiar with Sunset Bloom. Oh, wait a minute. Sunset Bloom. So let me come back a little bit. There we go. And so one of the things that I asked you, and I was saying, okay, so what is in this? Is there some kind of, holistic, or is there some kind of, is there something in it? Some type, not medicine maybe, but some other type of thing that was in this product. And you said, no, what's really cool about this is that it works off of silicone. And that was amazing to me, that silicone specifically would treat scar tissue, and that this in itself was going to be something that you could apply, and that it was address it. It was an easy solution to something, because we're thinking all the time we have to put chemicals on our body, we have to put this, that, and the other thing. And you told me you could take it in the shower, you could put it with you in the pool, while you're swimming. You can do all of these really cool things. And wow, how amazing is this?
Yes, absolutely. It is medical grade silicone, and the water resistant part on the front that makes it flexible and warm to the body is polyester and spandex, which is kind of like a swimsuit material. So it is soft. It is pliable. You can. I'm wearing them right now. You can't even tell.
Wonderful. No, I mean that's important. though, because somebody's going to say, well, can I wear these while I'm out under my clothes? Because, wondering. And yes, you can do that. And this is functionality. It's beauty. It helps you with inner beauty. But there's even more to this too, because it has an uplifting value to this as well as helping with scars. And most of us aged or had children would like a little bit of that to help along with the process of life. So this is kind of exciting because people are looking for a lot of different things, and it seems so complicated and so expensive, and we're looking for all of these things. And in one product, you've developed something simple. The stem itself, it's a simple solution to do this, and it makes a lot of sense. And one of the things too is that you mentioned people have gone out and used this just in swimming alone. They haven't even had to use a top, or some people have used it as pasties or whatever. There's multi functions in this alone. So it's a lot about thinking outside the box too, because there's a lot of uses for what you have offered here. And I'm amazed by this. What are some of you have on your site some testimonies, and you have testimonies from people that have used the product. Tell a little bit about some of the testimonials that you've had.
Well, there's Kelly. She was just a dream person she's beautiful inside and out. I reached out to her. She had a double mastectomy, and it was, I just initially, as just wanting to explore that, I honestly, this has grown bigger than I've ever even imagined. My first thought, wasn't, I want to help people with cancer. I want to help people with it. It just evolved, and I was like, wow, we can make a difference, not just for augmentation. This can go big. The product itself, it does work. And like you said, if you try it on different parts of your body, eventually, we as a company, we want to have other designs and other products that we can expand this. It's just proven to work. If you pay attention to the instructions let me open this. It's a very pretty, and all our information is here and also on the website. So if you have any concerns about how long it'll last and how to take care of it, most things on the market, they don't last that long. There's not really much to it other than apply here, wear it this long, da-da-da-da. I went a step further in talking with MarCee on how we can make this last longer. It really is up to the individual. Everybody heals differently. Everybody's scar is different. Between the appearance, the texture, and this product itself, it just works. If you give it the time, take care of it, you can wear it for multiple weeks other than just what we recommend. I did want to say something that I just, when you were talking about women wearing them as pasties, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I was kind of sad that at the time there was, even the extra larges, there was no pasties that fit me. And I was like, I didn't even want to go out. I'm like, I can't even cover anything. No, it was more of a shameful thing. Right. And this is like, it works on multiple sizes. And yes, women are wearing them, laying out. They're getting in the pool. They're doing things. It is water resistant. We don't recommend you spend hours swimming or stay submerged, but just you ladies, you need to try it and just give it a chance. And I think it's really going to give you that inside and out feeling that it's exciting and it's fun.
Love.
Absolutely. Yes.
I really love this. Is there anything that we haven't talked about that the viewers really need to take and absorb about the product?
I would say that one thing I did notice, there was a little bit of FDA approval kind of thing. There's a product on the market that claims the reason why I was looking even more into that is they actually they mix it with medical grade silicone, but they also have a steroid in that. There's no medication in our product. It is plain medical grade silicone, high quality. We use 3M. I mean, to me, they're the best. I've tried so many different options and different things that work, and that just seems to be the most pleasing and beneficial, and it lasts a long time.
And you both are really knowledgeable on it. Is this not the same, and I think we had talked about this before, is this not the same type of silicone that is used in implants?
That's different. There's different types of silicone, sure, medical grade, but this is sheeting. Sheeting's different
topical.
It's topical. It goes, it's not something that needs to be FDA approved because it's not going in, where that has to be, of course, sterilized, and everything else has to be particular, which is,
Well, that's good to know, because there's been a lot of controversy about this and women that have had leakage and all of these things. So if somebody's saying, well, is that the same kind of silicone? They need to know that this is not going to be the same kind of thing and have the same type of issues where there has been so much controversy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we want to address all that.
We do recommend, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good.
We do recommend that, of course, and I feel that we have to stress it and we have to say it. Please, if you just had recent surgery, please get your approval from your doctor before starting any scar treatment whatsoever. You don't want any problems with stitches or open wounds or any problems. Yes. We care about you ladies. We care about everybody, that we just want to, beautify it, but we want you to be safe and careful and cautious as well.
It works on older scars
absolutely.
Too. Yes.
Anything over 6 months, absolutely. Yes.
Okay,
you may have to use it a little bit longer, but you will get results.
For those who are thinking, well, I don't need this because I never had surgery, but I've got weight in, the breast area or from having children. You can put this on different parts of your body or the sides, and that can help too, like you're saying, for older scars. This is really exciting because it's not been heard of, at least ever that I know of, and not to the degree in long-term usage either. So I'm really excited about what you guys have to offer, and I think that the audience needs to know where they can contact you and be able to learn a little bit more about your product, and then be able to also purchase a pair.
Absolutely. Would you like to give our information?
Yes, and it's not a secret anymore. But if you want to contact us, you can at generation-skin.com.
We also have our Facebook is Generation Skin 21, and our Instagram is Generation_Skin. I also do kind of want to throw a little teaser in there. We do have another product that we are going to put out hopefully the beginning of next year, and it's the Sunset Lay. It's going to be the same type of flower, but it's going to be more in a lay for the C-section and tummy tuck to accommodate the sunset bloom. So that is something that we're real excited about, and we have some women testing it right now and doing half and half and results. So we're super excited. We
lots of ideas.
We have so much that we would love to share and to offer. Ladies, just check us out and try it for yourselves.
I love it. And let me say something too. And some of these little parts of, like you said, you can use different parts of this on different areas. Liposuction scars too.
Absolutely. Hernia scars,
yes.
Breast. I mean, even on the arm of this lay, I've played with it and tested it. It's long enough. It's going to be just short of 12 inches, so you can actually customize it. You can cut that too, and you can use it. Some people have leg scars, they have ankle surgery, yes, or they have arms. So the possibilities are endless. But the original thought that we were thinking of is, tummy tuck C-section. But
yes, I love it.
There's more to it. There's so many different things. Hernia scars. Possibilities are endless. So
I love it. I'm so excited. MarCee, thank you so much for everything that you have done. Gina, thank you so much for everything that you have done. The two of you, the dynamic duo, have created something that I think is really going to rock a lot of women's worlds. They don't know about this, and we want to get that out there. So thank you so much for what you do. Thank you so much for what you've developed and for being with me today. And I want to thank
you so much for having us.
Thank you for this opportunity, too.
Most definitely. Anything that we can do to help in share the message with what you have to offer women who really need to address some issues to make them feel beautiful. This is really what we want to do. And one of my goals is to help people overcome different types of trauma, whether it's emotional, mental, whatever the case. I really want to do that. And this is one of them. And I'm really delighted with what you're doing. So thank you again. And
thank you.
We're happy to be women helping women.
Absolutely.
Also.
I love it. And I want to thank all of you viewers for tuning in today. I hope that if you have been a candidate of surgery, going into surgery, or have been a recipient of any type of scarring, then this is something that you might want to consider if you have not really been able to remove that or get it to a place that you've wanted to minimize it to. But if you yourself are not thinking that it's something for you, I bet you know someone that may benefit from the use of this product. So I ask that you do share this with your friends, your family, and all over social media, because this is one way that you can get the message out to those who may be hurting inside, and on the outside, you would never know it. So I want to thank you so much for tuning in today and definitely sharing the information with everyone out there.